Welcome to MSC Free Life. In this video we're going to do a scale model of Tabernacle. I was in this place in Pennsylvania. It's called Tabernacle Reproduction, and they have a life-size replica of the Tabernacle. I'll show you some video clip at the end of this video. And also they sell these. It's a scale model. It's $50. I'll leave the description below if you want to check it out. Thank you so much. Now we're going to unbox this thing. Alright, we're going to unbox the Tabernacle. La Tabernacle. So here we have priests, a sheep, a cows, and a loaf of bread, a vase, and everything else. Then we got the posts that goes around the tabernacle. And these are the fence posts around the whole plating. Instructions if somebody needs it. And a piece of grass they give you. A hooks, a rope or string, and sticks and stuff, and whales. And these are the rest of the pillars in tabernacle, or the boards. And here's the most important thing. We got the altars, the big ways, the lantern, the Ark of the Covenant, and the tables. Alright, and we got the covering for the tent, the tabernacle. All these different layers of this thing. And glue. This is where it's gonna be all standing. Alright, I might need some instruction. Let's try with the big stuff. The big altar stays here, right? Like that. Table of showbread is gonna be inside here. It's kind of big. Ark of the Covenant here. It's huge. Wow. Then all these tables goes here. Like that. This is the altar here. Lantern goes here. Weight goes here. Let me see the box. Everything goes here. Alright. In my last video I built Noah's Ark. It's 10 feet long and it's 45 scale model. In this video we're gonna build a tabernacle. And it's gonna fit perfectly in my collection. I wanna build the whole Bible and display it in a line, maybe like down the long hallway so people can come and check it out. I'll tell you more about that later. Inside, the lantern, the altar, the Ark of the Covenant. So I built the tabernacle. I put the altar. Now I gotta do the fence around, and you have this ribbon, and it goes through here. So here's my wife is reading instruction over here, and my daughter is building it. That's how we do it here. helping building the tabernacle. That's a fun project for her. She's actually doing pretty good. I think she put like a couple of those in. She got to spin it. Well, she's spinning the other way though. But it's alright. It still works. So my wife is helping me here. And my daughter's watching. With this string.
She's looking outward.
She's making this will look real nice. The tabernacle is the place where people come with their sins and they sacrifice a lamb and their sin will be forgiven, because wages of sin is death. But right now we know that Jesus came and died for our sins, so we don't need to sacrifice lambs anymore. But this is a memory how people used to do it back when they were here. And Rebecca is covering the tabernacle. This tent where God was present during living with man. Emmanuel. Now Jesus is with us, so we don't need to go to tabernacle anymore.
We just go to cross.
We just go straight to Jesus. And Jesus forgives our sins. So we built the fence, the tabernacle. Now we're gonna cover it. So we gotta sew the top part on. So my wife is going to do that again.
The needle.
With the big needle. Thank you, honey. So I built the tabernacle. That's my second exhibit from biblical timeline. My goal is to make all the exhibits from the Bible and set them in a big timeline. And it's pretty much the same scale as the Noah's Ark. And it looks pretty realistic. So that's how it is to compare to Noah's Ark. Tabernacle was pretty big. You know, if you see the little man, it wasn't just a small tent, it was a pretty big tent. So subscribe to see all the exhibits from the Bible and the Bible timeline in my next video. My wife told me it was really fun to make it, and I'm excited. Imagine they would burn offerings here, take all the lambs apart. It would be a pretty bad scene. But that's how people get their sins forgiven. Now I'm gonna show you the clips from actual size replica of Tabernacle that we went to in Pennsylvania. Check it out. So we're going to see the Tabernacle.
Thank you. The story of the Tabernacle is a story of when God went camping. Now, when you went camping, God went camping also, because God goes with all of us. All the details, very dramatic events that happened before the Egyptians were finally ready to let the people of Israel go. But it came to that point finally, and they began this journey back to the homeland that their ancestors had come from more than 400 years earlier. So I like to think that wherever your family's tent might have been located, maybe a couple miles from the actual tabernacle, but I believe that when from your position you turn and look in the direction of the tabernacle, a cloud or pillar of fire would have been tall enough that day or night you could see a visible sign. Here was the brass basin with water for washing. When priests came here for duty, the first thing they did was come and wash their hands and feet.
Alright, we're going inside the tabernacle.
Enclosed, and no one could see into it without entering into it, and only priests were permitted to do that. So the rest of the people never saw into the tabernacle when it was set up. The tabernacle structure was 45 feet long and 15 feet wide and 15 feet high. There were two rooms. This front room is known as the holy place, and a second room beyond that second curtain that we call the veil is known as the most holy place, or the Holy of Holies. The lampstand is kind of a symbolic representation of the almond tree that even today in Israel is one of the symbols of the productivity of the land. And so on the 7 branches were hammered the designs of the buds and flowers and fruit of the almond. At the top of each branch is a bowl with oil. Second piece of furniture is a table. Older English translations use the term table of showbread. More contemporary translations speak of the bread of presence. And you say, oh, eating week-old bread that's been standing out exposed to the air. This one, the golden altar. It's also called the altar of incense, because incense is the one kind of offering that was presented at this altar. And is where they understood God's presence to be located. So every evening and every morning, as the smoke from the incense would rise, some of it, of course, would filter through the curtain into God's presence. And it was for them a picture of how in prayer, in our prayer, we come into God's presence. Different shapes of pomegranate fruits interspersed with gold bells. You hear them jingling as the high priest would walk around doing his work here. Censer. Coals to burn incense, both on this altar and in the gold censer that the high priest carried, were always to be taken from the brass altar out in the courtyard. So the high priest would come with smoke pouring all around him, the blood of the bull. He would push the curtain aside and carefully begin to enter into the most holy place. Dip his fingers in the blood and sprinkle some on the mercy seat for the sins of the high priest and the other priests and their families. On the horns of the altar here, symbolically cleansing it and the whole tabernacle. He would go out to the courtyard, and 2 goats were brought. The first goat slaughtered in a way similar to the calf, and blood brought and sprinkled on the Ark of the Covenant for the sins of the people. And as he did that, they would think of their sins now actually being placed on the goat, being transferred to the goat. So here you have an animal, a goat, bearing human sin. And it gets a special label, a special name. It's the scapegoat, the bearer of sin. Someone would be selected to lead the scapegoat away from the tabernacle, outside their camp, far out into the desert where it would be released and not find its way back. The high priest would come then and offer 2 rams as burnt offerings. Those are the dedication offerings as the people recommit themselves to be faithful.
colorful.
You just leave it like that.
Really? What is Panda doing over here? And a crocodile. No, that'd be abomination if you put a crocodile on the altar. You can't. A kangaroo?
They escaped from Noah's Ark.
Those animals escaped from Noah's Ark. А это что, доченька?
А он скушает беку.
It's gonna eat you alive? Wow. So my daughter, she put the priest inside the vase so he can wash himself. And she put all the calf over there. Oh, you gonna burn that on the altar? That's a base for the washing thing. Okay. So we have a rooster here. This goes here, this goes here, and this goes in here. You put water here, and the guy's gonna wash his hand there. Well, he's not taking a bath there now. He's taking bath. You put fire in here? Oh no. Why did you put Panda on there with the lamb? Oh no! Don't put a priest in there. Don't sacrifice a priest. No, that's abomination. You gotta stop that.